Now, the other thing, for you to build cooperatives, you need to work on what we call culture change. What is culture? I wrote it here. Culture is a way of working together towards common goals, right? That have been followed so frequently and so successfully that people don't even think about trying to do another thing another way. If culture has formed, people will automatically do what they're expected to do to succeed. Culture. Sina budde banange. Culture is cellular, akatafali akomu mutwe. Kyena sanze mama ne taata bakola ne bwe kiba kifunja kikola kubanga sanze nga bakikola. Sometimes we need to disrupt that. The fact that you have done the same thing over and over again and you get same results and you keep doing it, you require culture change. Culture is so cellular that sometimes you make decisions, you don't know why you are making them, but you found them being done. There's a story I used to give when I was a younger boy teaching. I started teaching in 1992. I was a university student. All these youth councils you see, I began them. All these. There is no battle of Uganda I've not been involved in, but I work from the kitchen. You know what the kitchen is? You think and do, and other people take credit. Now I am here because I think at some stage the president said, "How long will you hide there?" I said, "Sir, I'm not hiding, but I have a burden. And you have to let me unburden myself by doing this. I am not presidential advisor for welfare, for car, but no. I have a burden, I have a calling, I have a team, we have a mission, we have a target of $6 billion. We will get it by 2028, 2029, and we will do it." That's why I'm getting sick all over the place, but I am working. I would be with my children like other people today. I haven't been with them for a very long time because I am in markets fighting disagreements. Where should Uganda Airlines land so that our vegetables can come? Is that my work? Isn't that work of another person? But because leadership is a burden, it is my work. And I do it without complaining. I ask you to do the same wherever God has placed you as a leader. That's the only way we can change Busoga. Do you understand? I had a question there. Will you help us change Busoga? I want to ask you the same question. The economy of Busoga will be changed by you and I thinking differently and disrupting culture. By going into higher value crops and products on small lands and focusing on the market and focusing on businesses that can export out of here and getting better prices and asking government to be held accountable for doing what they should do. If they don't, you vote them out. Where do we want else? I'm never going to be an Icelander. I am a Ugandan. I am never going to raise my children in Norway. They will be here. They will live here. They will produce here with your children. They will marry with your children. They must know each other. They must know this is our home and we must build it. Nobody will do it for us. You understand? You know, a brother speaks to you as if he's quarreling with you. That's what I'm doing. But I'm speaking to you because a brother brings a sword in front when you are watching. An enemy sees you standing and does what? The brother who criticizes you has a frontal attack. You can see what he's doing. The one who smiles, but then, that's an enemy. And we have many enemies like that. That's why we don't grow. Finally, I want you to know that we cannot build all these things I'm talking about without a thing called, I return to where I started from. What's the most challenging thing for Uganda? Is it natural resources? Is it population, being few people? Is it lack of ministers and MPs and RDCs? What is the most challenging thing? Both of you are right. Leadership. We don't change our mindset unless we have leaders who are able to see far, to restrain themselves, and to work like Captain Sally. Remember the first captain I mentioned? I am carrying Omugugu. I must land, even if I die, let me land these people safely. You know, there was a time NRM did that. Huh? I'm not ashamed of speaking about this. Huh? There was a time NRM reached out and said, it's not your religion. So let me give you this little example and I see it. The year is 1961. It's April. I was not yet born. Leaders, you go and read your history. There is nothing new in the world. Everything happening has happened before. We are just applying ourselves on a new situation. 1961 April, an election happens to prepare the country for independence. In that election, the parties which are running, one is an Anglican party, Anglican-based party called UPC. Another one is a Catholic-based party. You don't want to hide this. It is very true. They were both recruiting in churches. On Sunday, I know a priest who passed away some years back, whose grandchild is married to one of my daughters. When your sister has a child, that child is your daughter. That priest, in one weekend, he baptized 700 people saying, it's a church, but they are campaigning. Huh? Nkukubya kasai na kakatonda na UPC. Nkukubya kasai na UPC. Kati DP bwe yakiraba ewaffe mbalala bagiyita enyamitanga n'abagamba kati abategedde abasajja kye baliko namwe kati mugende mu masomero gammwe mukole kye mukola abaana ab'emyaka 12 mubakube kagundi bajja kukubira ekibiina kyaffe. But anyhow, DP won that election. But before the election was won, there was one religious leader, Prince Badru Kakungulu. This is my classroom. I am allowed to use my raw material. The teachers can tell you. Teachers are not held accountable for the raw material they give to students because they want to empower them to think differently. If you feed students on what you want them to take, that's why we are where we are, and the Japanese are fighting to build a computer chip company. So Prince Badru Kakungulu said, anakubira akalulu DP ajja kubanga akubidde haram on a microphone. Why? Because the Catholic Church was converting Muslim children. Because Islam, Muslims, and I'm speaking this again in my classroom, Muslims as a religion did not build schools. They did not get into education much later. The Protestants and the Catholics were building schools from 1895. So by independence time, Muslim children didn't know where to go. So when they went to the Catholic Church, they said, it's for you to go to senior one now, we first convert you. And it made Badru Kakungulu very, very unhappy. Fast forward, the year is 1982. The same Prince Badru Kakungulu, who called voting DP haram, and the late Cardinal Subuga, the head of the Catholic Church, they were united, supporting a rebellion in the center led by NRA, by a man who was from another religion. What does that tell you? Causes are more important than religions. When you have a cause, it doesn't matter what faith, it doesn't matter what tribe, a cause to sell more, right? And create jobs, to standardize our products, to create an export fund, is a cause that has no color, age, tribe, because it gives us capacity as a country. But it requires leadership. Leadership is a burden. A burden comes from what? That's how you do mindset change. God bless you.
I'd like to hear from you. Please email us at info@tapmedia.com and visit our website at www.tapmedia.com. You can also visit our offices located at Tomosi Business Park, Luzira, Port Bell Road, or call 0414-220-702. Thank you.